Yeah, we said maybe we should go tour your house and give you an opinion here. But good morning, everybody. Thanks for being here. I have any of you seen that movie, Everything Everywhere All at Once? No? Yeah. It's bizarre. I'm my kids kept telling me, I think you'll love it, Mom. You should watch that movie. And I really did love it, but it's weird. It's bizarre. It's I think last year it won like 7 um what do you call those awards? The Academy Awards, yeah, for Best Actress. Yeah. Jamie Lee Curtis was amazing. I was like, Mike, that's Jamie Lee Curtis. He goes, no. I'm like, yeah. But anyway, the message in it is kind of yogic, I thought. So take it in if you can. But I I wrote there's some quotes from it. And let me just tell you the basis of the story is this lady's kind of disillusioned with her life. She's being audited. She's a Chinese laundry person. And so she has a laundromat and then she's being audited. And so then it's just the story of how she kind of gets through this. But it's really bizarre. And her daughter has some things that she's not happy about going on. And I don't know, hard to explain. But there's some cool quotes in there. And the top one is, I am all that I am. Does that sound yogic to you? It's a powerful affirmation of self-acceptance and self-love. It reminds us that we are who we are, and that's enough. We don't need to change ourselves to fit into other people's expectations or standards. So I am all that I am. And then another one I really liked is, the universe is beautiful because it is chaotic. So, there's always chaos, and how boring it would be if there wasn't, right? And we learn so much from all that chaos. It highlights the beauty of randomness and unpredictability. It suggests that life is not always neat and tidy, but that's what makes it interesting and exciting. The universe is beautiful because of this chaos. And then this one sounds so yogic too. She said, we can't escape our fate, but we can choose how we face it. We've talked about that before. And emphasizes the importance of agency and free will. It suggests that while we may not be able to control everything that happens to us, we can control how we respond to it. And then basically it's saying that there's many universes or many paths we could have chosen, and we can't look back and regret whatever path we have chosen. You just have to appreciate where you're at. And so this one kind of goes along with that. Reality is just a story we tell ourselves. So what is really real? What is really important? I don't know. I think it's pretty cool. You guys should check it out if you haven't seen it. Everything, everywhere, all at once. Yeah, yeah. So turn inward now. Close your eyes. And just check in with that, the true you. See how you're feeling mentally, physically, and emotionally. Please bring hands to heart center. May we all appreciate where we are right now. And realize there's grace all around us, within others. And please lower your hands, open your eyes. And we're going to start sitting up. So if you want to sit on the blanket, you can if you have tight hamstrings. I'm going to move off mine and just stretch your legs out long. And then just kind of draw the legs in the socket a little bit so you can sit up super tall and feel connected. Press your heels down. And just see if you can release any tension you feel in your hips when you're sitting up this way. So think of it more as core, because we're going to work on obliques today. So feel that. So feel like core is what's holding you there. And then extend your arms. We're just going to warm up a little bit. So start by tucking your tail and rounding your low back and slowly lower down. Now, if you can go all the way down and get back up, you can without compromising your low back. Otherwise, just go to a point where you feel like you're connected and then come back up. Good, and do that 3 more times. So think, I just want to go to a spot where I know I can come back up. You can go all the way down and then repeat that same feeling coming back up. You can do that. Try not to grip in your hips. This will warm you up fast. And trust me, you don't have to go all the way down if it's not good for you. I've got one more. Try and go slow and really mindful, just feeling the core working. Good. And then come on up. Sit up tall again. Extend both arms. So really engaged in the core. Good. Now bring your right arm down to the side and arc. And then come on back up and arc. And come on back up. Now twist to your right. Bring your hands down for a little twist. Feel the side obliques really lengthening, stretching. Nice long side body. And then come on back to center. If you're even, and then twist to the left. And come on back to center. And then slowly lower down again. And this time you can come all the way down. Stretch your arms up over your head. Lengthen. Good. And then bring your knees up. Shins parallel to the floor. Hands on your quads. And press away, but think, just notice, do you have a little curve in your low back? It's just feel connected front of your spine and back of your spine to lengthen, and then press up and away. And don't do it so hard that you can't breathe or talk. Just feel some work there, but mostly you just feel it right in your core. The legs aren't working more. The low belly's drawing up. Good, now release, hug your knees in. Just pause there. And then come back to that abdominal bracing position, hands on your thighs, and push up and away. Now just bring both hands on your left quads and extend the right leg. See if you can keep everything the same. You're going to feel it. You can bring it higher if it's too much, lower if you want more. Good. Bring the right leg in. Switch. Try not to lose the work you're doing in your core as you extend the left leg. Everything stays square. One more breath. And hug your knees in. Release everything. You can roll your knees side to side a little bit. I did this yesterday and I can tell that I'm a little bit sore, so that's kind of exciting. Good, now stretch your legs straight up, like legs up the wall. Arms in cactus. Now I want you to just feel your core working. So you're gonna engage, flex the feet, engage the legs, but really feel your core working. So you feel the low belly drawing up, but you have a curve in your low back, and you're just gonna alternate lowering one leg slowly and back up, and then the other. Just working the core. See if you can, and just go low enough that you feel like, oh, you know, I'm not going to compromise anything in the core. And do 7 each leg. So I don't know how many you've done. I haven't been counting. Let's say we need 4 more. And I want you to go slowly and mindfully. Good. Now I've done all that I wanted to. So bend your knees, hug them in, take a rest. And then come on up, roll to the side and come on up to, I'm going to have you grab your blanket and everyone face that way and bring your blanket on the middle. I'm going to face forward because my mat's this way. And just bring your knees on the blanket. And then keeping your toes curled under, come upright. I told you we were going to work on obliques. So far, so good? Okay, okay. So everyone extend your right leg. And I want you to just notice, is my hip above my knee? Is this leg grounded and engaged? And then just pay attention to your core. Lengthen. Keep a little curve in the low back, draw the low belly up, and then bring your hands behind your head. Keep your armpits hollowed out. You're going to feel the rib cage engage. And then just arc towards your left till you feel like, oh, there's some work there on my right ribs, and then slowly come back up. And you're going to do that 7 times. So that was 1. Just go slow. Feel like you're really being true to the core. And feel like you're just making a long spine, basically. Anybody know how many we've done? Was that 5? I think so. 6. Use those side muscles. Last one. And 7. Now keep the hands behind your head. Come to about halfway down, or just so you're challenging yourself. Now, 7 times you're going to twist towards your extended leg. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and come on up. Ooh, and come on in. Go ahead and keeping your toes curled under, sit back on your heels if that works. Take a little breath, stretch out your feet because we got another side to do. So come on up and stretch your opposite leg out. So it's going to be your left. And just see, are you lined up? Are you really engaged? How's your core feel? Is my foot in the right place? And bring the hands behind the head. So you're working the leg too, but really it's your obliques that I want you to feel. So go ahead and start. Keep the rib cage back. Angle down and up. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 7. Good. Now come down to about halfway, keeping the rib cage back, and just twist and look up at the extended foot 7 times. And come on up. Good. Let's bring the knee in. Sit back on those heels if that feels okay. And then come forward so that you can move your blanket. Now you want to be long ways on your mat. And I want your knees to be on the blanket. We're going to try this, see how it works. You guys are kind of guinea pigs here. So now just extend your left leg back and think really strong core. And you're just going to move the leg out to the side to where it feels like, oh, that's enough. And then back. 2. Think about the core is what you want to work. Your glutes and your leg work too. 4, 5, 6. Draw your rib cage back. 7. Good. Pause there. Bring it out about halfway and just pulse it up and down a little bit. 2, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. You know, when you're done, you can cut it out. But I'm going to have you try and go for 30. Toes are almost straight down, kind of turned out a little bit. That was 20. 9, 10. Good. Bring the knee down. Go ahead and take a child's pose on the blanket if you want, or off. Breathe deep. You know, this first part is kind of like Pilates a little bit. Just want you to focus in on your obliques. And we'll come on up for the other side. So the blanket just kind of protects your knees. So now engage your core. Think low belly draws up, rib cage back. Extend the right leg. And just thinking obliques, bring the leg out to the side and straight back again. The hips stay square when you're back. Your right might move up a little bit when you bring it forward. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Keep it straight back. Regroup in your core. Bring it out about a halfway of what you were doing and pulse for 30. Really keep your obliques strong. And bring it in. Take child's pose. And breathe. And come on up to all fours. Now, you at home, if you're on carpet, you won't be able to do this with a blanket, but you might be able to do it with your feet. So watch me, you decide. Maybe a plastic something or other would roll on the carpet. Should have thought of that before we started, but okay. So what I'm gonna do is my knees are gonna be on the mat, but I'm gonna bring the blanket underneath my feet. Okay. And then hands right under shoulders. Okay, this is going to be challenging, so just know that you don't have to go all the way. So press into the blanket, lift your knees, and then just slide the blanket out and bring them back in. And think core. And do that 5 times. 2, 3, 4, and 5. And bring your knees down. Oh, how'd it go? Okay. Connie says she wishes she was at home on carpet. Now, I think if you had like a notebook or something that had plastic on it, it would work on carpet. I didn't think about that. Or maybe your feet just slide. I don't know. Now watch. To get into the side obliques more, we're going to do it again, but you're going to alternate dipping one hip towards the floor. So watch me first. Lift my knees. I slide back, dip my right hip, come back in, dip my left hip. We'll try it. It feels kind of good, except for on your wrist, though. So try and do 5 times. So you'll have 5 each time. And think core. Good. If you've done it all, come on off the blanket and come forward on your mat. So everything's on your mat. And just work through some cow cats now. Just really paying attention. And then pause and do some side to side cat cows. So it's like your rib cage is just the thing moving. So you don't move up and down, you move side to side. Good. And then bring both feet to the right side and grab a hold of your shin with your right hand. And then bring the left hand up and just arc towards your feet. Just gonna kind of re-stretch those back out. Good, come on up, switch sides. Grab the shin, just so you feel stable. Lengthen your spine, and then stretch the arm up and arc. Good, come on out. Make your way to all fours. And swivel your left, so your knee stays the same. Swivel your left foot out to the side. Extend your right leg and come up to a side stretch. Or vasisthasana. Stretch the arm by the ear if that feels good. And maybe even lift the hips a little more. Arc your head and your hand towards the floor. And then come on down and switch sides. So this time your right foot swivels out. Notice how my hand's slightly in front of my shoulder. Extend the left leg. Come up to side vasisthasana. I think really engaged in the core. And then maybe stretch the arm, lift the rib cage, arc towards the floor a little bit. Left armpit's very hollow. And then come on. Good. So your hands are slightly in front of your shoulders. Come forward and lower down. Stretch your feet long. Inhale, come up to cobra. Think lengthen, stretch it out. And lower down. Push back to all fours. Come up to downward dog. Just walk your dog out. Just noticing your core, how strong it feels, how long. Maybe swivel your hips side to side a little bit. And then walk your feet up to your hands. Come to a forward fold. Just give yourself a minute there just to notice and feel And then inhale, come all the way up. Stretch your arms up. And exhale, hands to heart center. And I want to do a little balancing. And remember, balance is all about core. So that's why it's good to do in a class like this. So stand on your right foot and just lift your left heel. And I always have to bring my arms out to the side to kind of balance. And then lift the knee and just grab a hold with your one hand and then see, maybe extend the right arm up. See how strong you can feel in your core. Even the left side body feels nice and long. Good. Come on back down. Very nice. See? Woohoo. Switch sides. Lift the heel first. Find a spot to focus on with your eyes. And lift the knee. Maybe stretch up. Awareness on the core. And release. Okay, switch back to the first side. You're not going to grab the knee this time. You're just going to bring it up. And then slowly, thinking, I don't want anything to change in my core, bring it behind you. And then maybe find the foot with your hand. Stretch the opposite arm up. And now release it. Bring it back forward. And down. Good. Switch sides. So if you need to touch down every now and then, it's okay. Lift the heel, lift the knee. Think core, hip creases are parallel. Bring it back. Just go slow. So nothing in your core changes. Maybe find the foot, knee beside knee. Good quad stretch. And releasing the foot. You can bring it back forward and release. Well done. Okay, I'm going to have you locate your blocks and bring them beside your feet. And stretch your arms up. So you're standing between the blocks. Just feel the lengthening out of your side body. Good. And then fold forward again. Try and keep that length and connection. And please step your left foot back to a deep lunge. And just pause there. And then lower the back knee. Hug to the midline and come upright. Let your arms just dangle so you can feel your core working. So if you feel the core, the legs just kind of follow suit, right? And stretch your arms up. Anjaneyasana. Now try to keep that connection as you bring your right arm down by your hip. And then just arc towards the right. Rib cage stays back. If you don't feel stable, you don't have to arc. Maybe you'll even arc far enough that your fingertips touch, I don't know. And then come on back up. Both arms up. And then just bring your left hand down to the block and twist to your right. And touch down. You guys are doing great. Lift the back knee. Step back, down dog. On the blocks. It's a little, the blocks are just nice arm extenders for what we're doing. And you can use them when you're arcing too, if you need something to ground into. Extend the left leg, step it through, deep lunge. Just notice, I always have a tendency to let my left hip come in front of my right. So I really have to think, oh, I just want them parallel, everything engaged, lower the back knee. Just take your time, just noticing. You bring the hands to the knee first. Let the arms dangle and stretch up. The other option here, instead of bringing the arm down by the side, is just to bring your elbow here to arc. So you decide, the left arm by the hip, and then just keep thinking, everything stays square to the front as I arc to the side. Good, come on back up. Just the right hand comes to the block. Twist to your left. And reach down, touch the block. Lift the back knee, step back, down dog. And please step your feet to your hands, up in between the blocks. Inhale, pranam. Exhale, fold. Step the right foot back first to a deep lunge. Now we're going to stay in crescent, but if you didn't feel stable in Anjane, you should go to Anjane again and just play with that. So come up slowly to crescent. Stretch your arms up. Bring the left hand by the hip. Now this is way harder to balance. You have to really keep that back leg engaged. Keep everything square as you arc to your left. Left hip crease stays back. Good, stretch back up, both hands up. Bring just your right hand to the block. Do a little twist. Wow, you guys are awesome. And touch down. Step back, downward facing dog. Send the right leg and step it through to deep lunge. Find your balance here. I always have to kind of make sure that my heel and my hip or my sits bone are in alignment. And then when I come upright, I feel like my hips are square to the front. And you can stretch up, crescent warrior. Remember, if you're not feeling stable, go ahead and lower the back knee. Rib cage is back. Right hand by the hip. Just go slow. Really engage the back leg. Arc to your right. Come on back up. Just the left hand down to the block. Twist to your right. Right hip crease stays back. And reach down, touch the block. Step back, downward facing dog. Make sure your blocks are not more than shoulder width apart. And extend the left leg and step it to the outside of the left block. Yeah. Yeah, good. Left hip crease stays back. Lower the back knee. Yeah, it's a big stretch. Think I always kind of have to move my blocks forward. Now my knee and my toes point the same direction. The rest of my body is in the same line, but the left leg's kind of out there to the side like a lizard. And then if you want more stretch, think long core, strong core. You can lower to your elbows. You can even do it without the blocks if that's better for you. With the blocks is just perfect with me today. Couple breaths. And then come on up to your hands, lift the back knee, step back, down dog. Extend the right leg and step it to the outside of the block. Your right knee doesn't come in front of your ankle. Lower the back knee. Everything stays in alignment. Possibly lower to your elbows. I'm constantly telling myself long back of neck, rib cage back. It's okay if I have a curve in my low back, which it probably isn't in this position, but feel a really big stretch on your inner thigh. Breathe into the right hip. Sometimes it takes a while to feel a little bit comfortable there, so just notice. And then come on up to your hands, lift the back knee, step back, down dog. And just set the blocks off to the side for a moment. The down dog without the blocks. And we'll do a vinyasa. So inhale, come to plank. Exhale, lower. You can lower knees first if you need to. Inhale to cobra. Exhale, lower. Push all the way back, child's pose. Making your way back to downward facing dog. Step your feet up to your hands, forward fold. Inhale, pranam when you're ready. Hold. And inhale, sweep all the way up. Hands to heart center. Let's just do a little flow now. So inhale, stretch up. Exhale, fold. If you choose to do it with blocks, fine. Pranam or fold. Right foot back, deep lunge. Lower the back knee. Stretch up Anjaneyasana. Stay for 2 more breaths. And then touch down on the exhale. Inhale, lift the back knee and step back, down dog. If you're on the blocks, you can move them out of the way. If not, come forward to vinyasa with me. So plank, lower down, cobra, lower down. If you choose, you can go back to plank and then down dog. Extend the right leg. Just pause there. Notice the side body, super strong. Bend the right knee. Open up to wild dog. Don't let your left shoulder drop. Think really strong, left armpit all the way to left hip. Good, square up. Step that knee or that foot through, deep lunge. Lower the back knee, take your time. When you're ready, Anjane Asana. One more breath. And please touch down. Lift the back knee, step back, downward facing dog. Do that wild dog on the other side. So just set up your core first. What we're working. You have the curve, you have the rib cage back, armpits are hollow, broadening of the clavicles. Lift the left leg, bend the knee, open up. Square up the hips and bring that foot to the ground. Take a child's pose. Just stack your hands under your forehead. Check in. One of the other quotes is we're all connected in ways we can't even imagine. Just highlights the interconnectedness of all things. It suggests that we are all part of a larger web of existence and that our actions and choices have ripple effects that extend far beyond ourselves. Another one is, I am not what happened to me. I am what I choose to become. Come on up to all fours and then bring your hands forward enough you can come to downward facing dog. And go ahead and step your left foot forward about 2 feet and then swivel both feet to the right so that your right foot grounds down, and then bring your left hand to your hip. Make sure your right hand is in front of your right shoulder. Yeah, there you go. Well, it doesn't matter. Other way, Connie. Swivel the other way. Heels to the right, sorry. There you go. Now extend your arm. Vasisthasana. Come up on the ball of your left foot if you can. So most of the weight's on your right foot. There you go. Open your heart a little bit. Stretch your arm by your ear. Arc towards the floor. vasisthasana with a little side stretch. Good. And come on down and lower your knees. You guys did well. Hopefully you at home felt it. So let me demo on for the second side. So if you, from down dog, you just step the foot forward, you swivel your heels to the side. I like to think I'm trying to get on the bottom of that foot. And then when I come up, I feel really strong. Maybe stretch the arm by the ear and then arc just to stretch out that side body one more time. Okay, so you guys try. Come on up, downward facing dog. Step the right foot forward just a few feet. Swivel both heels to the left. Yeah. Try and get on that left foot as much as possible. Nice. Right hand to the hip. Beautiful. Extend the arm, shoulder blades on the back, arm by the ear. Maybe arc a little bit, push into the foot. Oh, yeah. Good, you guys. And come on down. And take child's pose. Full breath. I'm going to give you one more chance to do vasisthasana, and you can do just what we just did, or you can stack your feet. Well, look up here. Here's a couple options. So you can swivel both heels in the same line, so you have the benefit of both feet, or you can stack, and then you're going to stretch. Okay. So come on up to down dog. If you're going to stay on both feet, make sure your feet are at least hip distance. Swivel both heels to the left, or to, yeah, well, sorry. You can do whatever way you want. And if you want to stack, you can. See if you can bring right hand to the hip. And then if you're feeling stable enough, you can arc. Really strong in the side body. And then come on down. Downward facing dog. Go the opposite direction. Make sure your hand is slightly in front of your shoulder. When you feel stable, stretch the arm and arc. Good, and come on down. Lower your knees. Come to your backs. Well done. I'm sweating. Bring your arms to a cactus or a T position with your feet flat, sorry. Just notice that. Couple breaths. See if your shoulders are where you want them. See if your hips are where you want them. It feels comfortable. Your spine's nice and long. And then extend the left leg long. Bring your right foot on top of the left thigh with the knee bent there. Good. Now you're just gonna roll to your left hip, bring your right knee across. My knee doesn't come all the way to the floor. Yours might, I don't know, but just feel a lengthening. So don't allow anything to scrunch up, just lengthen. Maybe your left hand can come to your right knee. Feel my glutes. Stretching back out. My body. Definitely shoulders open or stretch. And come on back to center. And we'll switch. So right leg extends. Just notice before you bend the left knee how much longer your left leg feels. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe it feels different. Now bend the left knee, bring the foot on top of the thigh, roll to your right hip, keeping length as your goal. Maybe right hand to the left, outer left knee. If that feels good. And come on, back to center. Until you feel centered, bring the feet a little wider. So with the knees bent, just do a few windshield wipers. You can go fast or slow, it's up to you. Good, and then pause, bring the knees in towards your chest, just roll up into a little ball. And then lay back down, grab your knees so that you feel a little curve come back in your low back. Bring your hands by your hips and stretch your legs straight up. And flex and point a few times. So it's like legs up the wall, but you don't have the benefit of the wall. And then bend your knees towards your armpits. Feet are like they're stepping on the ceiling. So knees are bent. Bring your elbows to the inside. Reach up in front of your shins to your ankles or the little toe side of your feet. For happy baby. Yeah. Yahoo. Can roll around a little bit. And release the feet. Stretch them straight up again. Reach your arms up towards your feet. Lift your head and your chest. Reach up towards your feet. And then relax down and come into Shavasana. Really make sure that you feel comfortable everywhere. A lot of times, if I get my shoulder blades more flat to the floor, it feels better. Sometimes if I bring my arms wider, it feels better. My legs wider. And then just settle in with your breath. Relax your clavicles, your breastbone, your rib cage. Allow everything to just be supported by the floor, but give in to gravity. Allow the pelvis to really get heavy. Relax the backs of your knees. The last quote from Everything, Everywhere, All at Once, I can never remember the name, is the only thing that's real is what you feel. It suggests that our feelings and perceptions are just as valid as objective reality, and that we should trust our own inner guidance. Deep down, you know what's best. If you like a little mantra as you relax, you can use that. I am all that I am. If you'd like, you just repeat that silently to yourself. I am all that I am. I am all that I am. You're using the mantra, you can let go of that. I wanted to share a poem from Mary Oliver entitled The World I Live In. I have refused to live locked in the orderly house of reason and proofs. The world I live in and believe in is wider than that. And anyway, what's wrong with maybe? You wouldn't believe what once or twice I have seen. I'll just tell you this. Only if there are angels in your head will you ever possibly see one. Begin to wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Encourage your breath to become a little bit deeper and longer. Please draw your knees in when you're ready and roll to the right side. Take your time. And pushing on up to seated when you're ready. Bring hands to heart center. Thank you guys so much for practicing today. Appreciate it. Namaste. Ah, you guys feel okay after that? That was a good. Yeah. Would you like that one?